Horace, einem Plattformer bzw. Jump'n'Run-Genre-Mix, bin ich irgendwie darauf aufmerksam geworden und ich habe gedacht, ich schaue da doch einfach mal rein. Ich will jetzt auch gar nicht groß labern, ich hoffe, euch geht's gut und ich freue mich auf jeden Fall drauf. Ich glaube, das wird ganz lustig, ich liebe ja dieses Retro-Pixel-Art-Style. Dann haben wir mal ein neues Spiel, ich habe vorhin nur geguckt, ob das mit der Aufnahme alles gut läuft. Ja, aktuelles Spiel ist schon gelöscht, weil ich mit einem neuen Spiel beginne. Das haben wir. Es ist schon richtig so. Initialisieren. Wir sind also Nummer 1. Okay. Man 2.0, du wolltest schon abgestürzt. Mach keiner die Tür auf. Was ist los? Und der Butler war am Rauchen oder wie? Hab ich das jetzt verstanden? Ah. Sweet. Okay. Ich laufe wie so ein Zombie, wie so eine Mumie, so ein Moorgespenst oder so.
And so, I was born. The first people I remember seeing were the old man, the old lady, and their daughter, Heather. After they'd said hello, the old man powered me down so he could install some software. I could tell they were nice people. The old man didn't give me a silly voice or stupid personality. And the old lady didn't dress me like a clown. Although for some reason, Heather really didn't like me. Once I'd had time to get used to walking, the old man asked me to dash from one end of the room to the other.
Okay. Oh Gott.
Next, the old man spent a couple of hours building some wooden platforms. He said he wanted me to jump up them, but I must admit, I was scared. It wasn't until I saw Heather and her mother happily climbing up them that I decided it might be okay.
Okay. Mario und lustig. Nein, ist echt süß, das Game. Also, ich weiß auch nicht, warum ich jetzt erst davon erfahren habe.
The old man then rearranged the platforms. He told me to try to reach the other end of the room without touching the floor.
Oh yeah.
Heather said the floor's made of lava. But when I smiled at her, she just frowned and looked away. The old lady arranged some pillows and blankets. She said it was in case I fell, but I think she just wanted it to look more like lava.
Okay. Ah. Oh, krass. Ich hab's geschafft. Yay!
When I reached the other side, the old man just smiled and said, "That'll do, for now."
Die Stimme so genial. Kapitel 1, erste Schritte. Schneit. Hoffentlich nicht. Ich hasse Schnee. Also hier schneit es, ist mir egal. Heute wird aber mehr. Scheint Weihnachten zu
A
sein, meine
couple of
Freunde.
days after those first lessons, the family had a big meal, and I was introduced to everyone else. The professor was the old man's brother. He was very quiet, and always seemed to just kind of stare at me. He had lived with the old man for 5 years. The house was so huge they barely saw each other. He preferred instead to stay in his room, leaving everything up to his butler, Mr. Deck, as he insisted everyone call him, although the professor always called him Anton. For a while, he called me the yellow bastard, but the old man made him stop, as he thought it sounded racist. Mr. Silton was the old man's driver. Before he worked here, he'd gotten in with some bad people and was the driver in a post office robbery, although it all went wrong for some reason. Mr. Silton showed me a video of his band. I'm sure some people must like it, but I just found it terrifying. Then there was Alice. She was the cook. She was a nice old lady. When she was younger, she had been a TV chef. Then, years later, she had a small part in Coronation Street. Mr. Silton said, before she worked for the old man, Alice was quite a hoarder. She kept old newspapers and bicycles. And something about a poo in a shoebox. The next morning, the old man gathered everyone together to show them what I was capable of.
Was kann ich
"What
denn?
else does he do?" asked Mr. Silton. The old man smiled. "He can help around the house." "Could he help me with my newspaper collecting?" asked Alice. "I'm not sure that's a good idea," said the old lady, "but he can do all sorts of jobs." "Yeah," said Mr. Silton, "shove a stick up his ass and he can do Deck's job." Now, said the old man, "we have company," pointing to some important-looking people. 2 large men, both called Gary, set up what the old man referred to as lasers. He said again, I should try to get from one end of the room to the other, but I shouldn't be worried, as I had a special chip which meant no matter how damaged I was, I couldn't die. He said it was like infinite lives in a video game. But when he realized I didn't understand, he said he would explain another time.
So, meine Freunde, weiter geht's. Ah, shit! Ah! Oh, oh, knapp.
Everybody clapped, except the important-looking men. Not exactly a cold, calculated killer, is it? said the man in black. The man in grey laughed. What kind of artificial intelligence was that? He asked. Move right, unless there's something in the way. Okay, said the old man. He turned to me and whispered, they're going to make it quite a bit tougher, but I'm sure you'll be fine.
What the hell? Soll der Scheiß denn? Ach du Alter. Was für Leute springen dann? Ja. Das ist ja echt krasser Scheiß. Fuck it! Junge, ich könnte jetzt einfach so rüberjumpen. Ist ja was ich meine? So. Muss aber noch gucken. Oh. Oh. Na, Gott sei Dank. Jetzt aber hier, Schluss wird lustig. Oh
The
Gott.
Garys then rearranged the room one last time. The
Oh,
old man
nee.
smiled. Now, there's no need to look so glum, he said. I'm still happy with everything you've done today. So this time, I was determined to do him proud.
What the hell ist das? Ja! Kam da jetzt die Schiene daher? Ich hab gar nicht gesehen. Doch, okay, wartet. Ich muss quasi, wenn das Ding da ganz links ist wahrscheinlich, oder vorher schon mal ganz
The old man's friends actually seemed quite happy when I made it through. We might have a winner after all, said the man in black. It's no Killbot 3000, but you can almost see the fire in its eyes.
Feuer?
A couple of days later, the old lady said she had a surprise for me, my own room. She also wanted to play me some music. I wasn't sure after what Mr. Silton had shown me.
Wie geil.
As if music wasn't amazing enough, the old lady then bought me a television set. I couldn't believe what I saw. I watched everything I could. Comedy, drama, horror, sci-fi. Anything anyone wanted to watch I would happily watch with them. Then one day, the old man set up a small box. He plugged some cables into the television and said, "This is what I meant when I said video games." I played games at every chance I could. I took on everyone. I was unstoppable. I had enjoyed music, film, and television. But to me, video games really were the highest art form.
Table tennis for two. Press X. Ich raste. So ein Scheiß. Ich raste aus. Ernst, ich muss jetzt Pong spielen. Aber der scheint ziemlich... Nein! Warum ist der Gegner denn so gut? Ich muss auch noch gewinnen wahrscheinlich. Oh, ich raste aus. Komm, der war drin. Immerhin ein Punkt. Aber ich muss bestimmt gewinnen, das sind die Siegesvoraussetzungen. Ja, damals war das die höchste Kunst des Videospiels. Also für mich, wie gesagt, nichts. Komm, der war drin. Mann. Ja, der war drin. Und Leute, einen brauchen wir noch.